Imagine this. You're home alone, maybe reading, cooking, or simply resting, and suddenly something feels off. Your chest tightens, your breath shortens. Your body begins to panic. No one is around. No one is coming. What would you do if your heart was crying out for help, and you were the only one who could answer? Sounds terrifying. It should be. But here's the truth. It's a scenario far more common than you think. Every year, thousands face heart attacks while completely alone. Many assume they'll have time, or that someone will magically show up. But the brutal reality is this. In a heart attack, every second counts. The first 5 minutes can decide everything, life or death. Now here's the good news. Even if you live by yourself, you are not helpless. If you know what to look for and act quickly, you can survive, even thrive after a heart attack. You don't need to be a doctor. You don't need fancy gear. You just need knowledge, courage, and calm. In this video, we're going to walk you through 7 essential actions, clear, simple steps that can help you survive a heart attack when you're alone. And you'll want to stick around until the end because the final steps are the ones most people miss, yet they could be the very ones that save your life. Let's begin. Step 1. Recognizing the earliest warning signs. Surviving starts with awareness. The biggest mistake most people make, waiting for the movie moment, that dramatic, crushing chest pain. But real heart attacks often sneak in quietly, like a whisper instead of a scream. So what should you actually look for? Pay close attention to your chest. You might feel a heavy pressure in the center, like an elephant is sitting on you, or like wet cement slowly filling your rib cage. It might feel like a tight band pulling across your chest, or a dull ache that comes and goes. But that's not all. Shortness of breath can be just as important, especially if it comes on while you're resting. Imagine sitting on your couch and suddenly feeling like you just sprinted uphill. That's not normal. Other warning signs might seem unrelated. Pain or discomfort radiating into your arm, shoulder, neck, jaw, or even your back. Lightheadedness, dizziness, or the strange sensation that you're about to faint. Cold sweats your body soaking in panic without a clear reason. Nausea or stomach discomfort, especially in women and older adults. Let's take a real example. Richard, 74, was sitting at his kitchen table when he felt a strange, pinching tightness just under his collarbone. It almost felt like heartburn. Then came the shortness of breath and the subtle trembling in his fingers. That's when he remembered reading an article, "Not all heart attacks begin with pain." Instead of waiting, he acted. That decision, it saved his life. The body speaks in whispers before it screams. If you ignore those whispers, those little signs, you may not get a second chance. If you're feeling unusual fatigue, discomfort, or breathlessness, don't try to power through it. Don't write it off as gas or anxiety. Stop what you're doing. Sit down. Listen to your body. Because here's the harsh truth. If you wait for that classic dramatic chest pain to tell you it's serious, it might already be too late. So treat every unusual signal seriously, even if it seems small, especially if it's unfamiliar. When it comes to heart attacks, the best time to act is before you're sure. Step 2. Call emergency services immediately. Once you suspect something's wrong, once your intuition says, "This is not normal," you must take immediate action. Pick up the phone and call 911. Don't wait. Don't second guess. And please don't try to drive yourself. Why? Because time is everything. The longer your heart is deprived of oxygen, the greater the damage. And in some cases, the heart can stop entirely without warning. Emergency responders aren't just there to drive you. They bring life-saving equipment, medication, and expertise. They're trained to keep you stable, even if your condition suddenly worsens. Every minute they're on the way, your chances of survival are going up. Still thinking you might be overreacting? Don't. You don't have to be sure you're having a heart attack to make the call. The dispatcher won't judge you. In fact, they'd rather you call and not need them than wait and lose your chance. Let's look at Linda, 78. She was watching TV when she noticed a strange ache in her left shoulder. Moments later, a wave of nausea washed over her, followed by a cold, clammy sweat. She reached for her phone but hesitated. Should she call her son first? Then she remembered something a nurse once told her. If you think you're having a heart attack, call 911 first. Talk to your family later. She made the call. By the time the ambulance arrived, her symptoms had worsened, but the paramedics were ready. They stabilized her before they even reached the hospital. That single phone call, it saved her life. And one more tip. Always keep your phone nearby, especially if you live alone. Learn how to use the emergency call function. Many smartphones have quick shortcuts to dial 911 even when locked. Practice using them. You might not have time to think clearly in the moment. What's next? You've now learned the two most critical steps. Recognizing the signs. 2. Calling for help immediately. But we're just getting started. In the next sections of this video, we'll walk you through what simple over-the-counter item could buy you precious minutes, how to reduce strain on your heart without panicking, the one movement you must avoid, and what final surprising habit could tip the scale in your favor. Most people fail not because they don't care, but because they didn't prepare. So stay with us. The information you're about to hear could one day save your life, or the life of someone you love. Let's continue with step 3. Previously we learned that recognizing the early signs of a heart attack and calling emergency services immediately can save your life. But what you do next while you're waiting for help to arrive can be just as important. So let's keep going. This next step may sound small, but it could literally keep your heart beating until help reaches you. Number 3. Chewing an aspirin. Slowly and calmly. Once you've made the emergency call, your next move might surprise you. You don't need medical training or equipment. All you need is a simple aspirin. But here's the key. Don't swallow it, chew it, and do it slowly. Even if your hands are trembling. Even if fear is clouding your thoughts. Find the aspirin and chew it thoroughly. Why chewing? Because chewing allows the medication to enter your bloodstream faster than swallowing. When you're facing a heart attack, every second you save could mean heart tissue preserved and life extended. Aspirin works by thinning the blood. When you're having a heart attack, chances are that a blood clot is blocking one of your coronary arteries. Chewing aspirin helps slow the growth of that clot, potentially keeping the blockage from getting worse and sometimes even restoring some blood flow before paramedics arrive. If you have access to a regular strength aspirin, typically 325 milligallons, and you're not allergic or already on a blood thinner that would make it unsafe, take it, and yes, chew it even if it tastes bitter. That bitterness could be buying you time. There's one thing to avoid though. Don't take enteric-coated or delayed-release aspirin if you can help it. But if that's all you have, chew it anyway. In a life-threatening emergency, faster absorption is what matters. Now you might wonder, should I be concerned about taking aspirin on an empty stomach? Under normal circumstances, yes. But during a heart attack, the threat of clotting is far more dangerous than any temporary stomach irritation. Let me share a real story. Joe, 72, was tidying up his living room one morning when he felt a strange pressure creeping from his chest to his jaw. It wasn't the sharp pain he expected, it was a dull, crawling sensation that made him uneasy. Then came a wave of lightheadedness. That's when he remembered something he'd heard in a health talk: if in doubt, chew an aspirin. He shuffled to the kitchen, grabbed the bottle, and sat down. As the tablet dissolved in his mouth, he focused on breathing slowly. When the paramedics arrived, they told him he had made a smart move. His cardiologist later confirmed it, that single aspirin likely minimized the damage to his heart. Think about that. A small, common pill with life-saving potential. So if you live alone or spend time by yourself, make sure you have aspirin in easy-to-reach places. Keep some in your nightstand, in a kitchen drawer, in your purse or wallet. Check the expiration date. And tell loved ones where you keep it, just in case they ever need to help you. This isn't just a good idea. It's a proven medical intervention recommended by emergency responders around the world. Simple, fast, and powerful. And in those fragile first moments, it could be the reason you make it to the hospital at all. Number 4. Sit or lie down to protect your heart. You've called 911. You've taken an aspirin. Now your next step may feel like the easiest, but it's just as critical. Stop moving. Yes, that's right. Just stop. Don't pace. Don't try to clean up or unlock the door unless absolutely necessary. Don't distract yourself by gathering things. Sit or lie down and conserve every ounce of energy. You want to keep your heart's workload as low as possible. It's already under stress, pumping against a blockage, fighting for oxygen. Moving around only makes that job harder. The ideal position. Sit in a supportive chair with your back upright, your feet flat, and your arms relaxed. This helps keep blood flowing and reduces strain. If you feel faint or lightheaded, lie down on your side, with your head slightly elevated. Support your spine. Keep your airways open. This isn't the moment to push through the pain or tough it out. That mindset might have served you in other situations, but now it's a danger. You must allow your body to stabilize. Think of it like putting your engine in neutral. It stops burning, fuel stops overheating, and buys precious time. Let me tell you about Alice, 81. She was preparing lunch when a strange wave of pressure spread across her chest. Her first instinct was to clean the kitchen. She didn't want to be caught in a mess. But then a voice from the past echoed in her memory. If it's your heart, everything else can wait. She turned off the stove, sat in her recliner, and waited. Later, doctors told her that had she tried to push through the discomfort or stayed on her feet, her heart might have gone into full arrest. That simple act of sitting down gave her heart the break it needed. So if you feel symptoms, pressure, breathlessness, dizziness, stop immediately. Don't brush it off. Don't keep walking. Sit, lie down, breathe slowly. Let your heart focus on survival, not movement. And here's a small but important detail. If your chair has no armrests, make sure your body doesn't slump. Keep your spine supported. Stay upright. The more relaxed and balanced your position, the less work your heart has to do. Sometimes doing nothing is actually doing the most. Still with me? If you've made it this far, I want to hear from you. Comment number 4 below to let me know you're here, listening and valuing this life-saving information. It helps us more than you know and encourages others to keep watching too. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. We're building a community where health knowledge and preparation come first, and your support helps us reach even more people who may one day need this exact information. Now let's move to number 5, unlocking the door for emergency responders. If you still have the strength, this next step is small, but powerful. Unlock your front door. Why? Because in an emergency, even 10 extra seconds can make a world of difference. Paramedics are trained to break in if needed, but doing so takes time, causes damage, and can be dangerous for you if you're nearby. Unlocking the door removes that barrier. It's one less delay, one more chance for them to get to you faster. Think of it like this. You're paving the path for your own rescue. So if you're able to move safely without risking collapse, make your way to the door. Turn the lock, then return to your seat or bed. Every second saved increases your odds of survival. And if you live alone, consider a smart lock or emergency key box. That way, even if you can't move, help can still get to you. Earlier we discussed the life-saving importance of calling for help, chewing aspirin, and staying still to conserve energy. But there's one more quiet action that can make a big difference, one that many people don't even think of until it's too late. Number 5. Unlocking the door for emergency responders. In the panic of a medical emergency, it's easy to overlook simple things. But unlocking your front door could be the tiny step that creates a major difference. It's not dramatic, but it's powerful. Think about it. If paramedics arrive and your door is locked, they have no choice but to force entry. They might need to break a window kick in the door or use heavy tools, all of which cost time, create stress, and potentially put both you and them at risk. But when the door is unlocked, they can walk right in. They can start helping you instantly. And in those precious moments, minutes, your heart may not have to spare. That head start could mean everything. Take a lesson from Paul, 76, who lives alone in a quiet condo. When his symptoms hit, he didn't panic. He called 911, chewed an aspirin, and despite the tightness in his chest, walked to the front door and turned the lock. He said it only took him 90 seconds to do it all, but when the paramedics arrived, they told him that single act saved them at least 30 seconds of delay. And it spared Paul from the added shock of hearing his door broken down while in a vulnerable state. That was the last thing I thought about, Paul later said. But maybe it's the one that saved my life. Now here's the thing, you should only unlock your door if you feel stable enough to do so. If you're close to passing out or too weak to walk, don't risk it. Sit back down, focus on your breathing and wait. But if you're near the door and feel steady, make that move. And if you live alone, especially in a gated community or apartment building, plan ahead. Is your unit easy to locate? Is your address visible from the street? Do you have a spare key nearby that a neighbor or friend can access in an emergency? Even better, consider a smart lock that can be controlled remotely or a secure lockbox that stores a spare key for first responders. These simple, inexpensive tools could be your lifeline. Preparing in advance sends a quiet but powerful message. I've done what I can. Now I'm ready for you to do the rest. Number 6. Use your phone's speaker and medical ID features. While you wait for help, your phone becomes more than just a communication device. It becomes your lifeline. And how you use it in this moment could make a significant difference. The first thing to do after dialing emergency services, put the phone on speaker. Why? Because holding your phone to your ear requires effort. Your hands may be shaking. Your chest may be tight. And when you're struggling to breathe, even small tasks feel enormous. By using the speaker, you free up your hands and reduce strain on your chest and lungs. More importantly, speakerphone allows the dispatcher to hear more than your words. They can listen for the sound of your breathing, your tone, your movements in the background. If you suddenly fall silent, they'll notice immediately and take action faster. And there's something else most people don't set up, but absolutely should: your medical ID. Every modern smartphone has this feature. On an iPhone, it's accessible from the lock screen under Emergency. On Android, it's found in Settings or lock screen shortcuts. What does it do? It holds vital information. Your name, age, blood type, medical conditions, allergies, medications, and emergency contacts. Imagine being unconscious when help arrives. Paramedics don't have time to guess. If your phone has your medical ID set up, it gives them an instant roadmap for your care. Let's revisit Susan, 79. She fainted just moments before help got to her. But because her iPhone had a complete medical ID, responders immediately knew she was diabetic and allergic to penicillin. That prevented them from giving her something harmful and helped them stabilize her faster. They even called her daughter using the number stored in the emergency contact section without ever unlocking her phone. Setting this up takes less than 5 minutes. but it can save your life in those moments when you can't speak for yourself. Don't leave it for later. Do it today. Your phone can speak for you when you no longer can. Number 7. Slow your breathing to steady your heart. In the chaos of a heart attack, your mind may start to race. Fear floods your body. Every heartbeat seems louder. Every second feels longer. But here's one last thing: you still control your breath. Your breath is more powerful than you realize. No, it won't stop a heart attack, but it can keep your body from spiraling into full-blown panic. And that calmness may be just enough to prevent your heart from going into a dangerous rhythm or shutting down under stress. So what should you do? Try this. Breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath gently for a moment. Then exhale through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat. And again. Focus only on your breath. Let it become your anchor, your quiet companion. When Frank, 83, felt a sudden pressure clamp down on his chest, he thought he was going to die. But he remembered a breathing exercise his doctor had once demonstrated. Even through the fear, he tried it. I just kept thinking, "Stay calm, stay alive," Frank said. And I did. His heart was still unstable when help arrived, but it had not arrested. His breathing helped his system hold together just long enough for the paramedics to take over. Practice this technique even when you're healthy, during stressful moments when you can't sleep, even while watching TV. Make it familiar so that if the worst ever happens, your body knows what to do. In those final moments before help arrives, calm might be the edge that saves your life. Final thoughts at the end of the day: surviving a heart attack alone isn't about luck, it's about knowledge and preparation. You've now learned 7 simple but powerful steps. Recognize the signs. 2. Call for help immediately. 3. Chew an aspirin slowly and calmly. Sit or lie down and conserve your strength. 5. Unlock your door to let help in faster. 6. Use your phone wisely, speaker and medical ID. 7. Breathe slowly to keep your heart steady. Each one of these steps buys you more time. Each one helps you stay alive long enough for help to reach you. And most of all, each one reminds you, even when you're alone, you are not powerless. Take a moment to reflect. Which step stood out to you the most today? Was there something you had never considered before? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Your story might be the one that helps someone else survive. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you love. Because the more people who know these steps, the more lives we can save. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay prepared, and we'll see you in the next video.